Hello, my friends. Welcome back. Merry Christmas. I want to give you guys some holiday cheer right now, and I want to go over the 2020 Audioholics Product of the Year Award winners. I'm Gene Delasala, as you know by now. And guys, this was a difficult year, as everybody knows. COVID-19 was hard on everybody. It was difficult to procure products to get reviews, but we managed to get some really great stuff this year. So we put together a list, and it's not a naughty list, it's a good list. So let me share this with you. And, we can go over all this in the comments and below if you have any questions. So right now on the Audioholics homepage, we have the 2020 Audioholics Product of the Year Award winners. Here's a logo, and I want to go over this list with you. So the first item on this list is an Anker Soundcore Liberty 2 Pro earbuds or in-ear monitors. Now I've got them right here on my desk, and I'm going to do a formal review of these early next year. I love these guys. I know that's not a well-known brand as some of the other brands out there, but I actually had the chance to beta test these headphones before they were released, and I got to compare them to very upscale other models from competitors like the Sennheisers, Jabras, Samsung, a bunch of different headphones. And I really like this in-ear monitors. And the reason why is they are the first dual armature coaxial driver in an earbud. And what that does is it actually gives you like perfect time alignment with your ear canal into your eardrum. And it really does sound like you're listening to like an ESL. Like the sound just beams into your head. Really good sound quality. The app on it is awesome. It has basically a room correction for your ears. It measures your hearing response, and it EQs accordingly for your hearing. So it customizes the sound. Personally, I had mixed feelings with the EQ. I had some good results with it, and then I had some not the greatest results with it. Ultimately, I preferred editing the EQ myself, kind of tuning it to my own liking, and it has that ability in the app. It's got a very long battery life. It has the case itself is a charging case. It's magnetic, so it holds the earbuds in. And these, when I was looking at these were selling over $150 a pair. They're now on Amazon for $99 a pair. And full disclosure, any Amazon link in this article, we do get about a 2% commission on. So, it helps the channel. If you want to buy from it, great. If not, whatever you guys want to do. I'm just trying to give you guys some knowledge on the products that I felt were the best for 2020 that we reviewed. So moving on, we were looking at two different noise canceling headphones this year. We have the Bowers & Wilkins PX7, the Carbon Edition, and we have the Bose, I think it's the 701 noise canceling. I'm sorry, the 700 UC noise canceling headphones. Believe it or not, this was a hard decision. I know people like to bash Bose, but Bose makes incredibly good headphones for what they are. Their noise canceling is the best in the business, in my opinion. The sound quality on the Bose was very neutral, more neutral than the Bowers & Wilkins, but I just felt the Bowers & Wilkins were more fun to listen to. They had a much more pronounced bass response. And a lot of the music I listen to when I'm on the go is like some of the 80s rock or progressive rock that doesn't have a lot of bass to begin with. So I appreciated how they sounded better on the Bowers & Wilkins PX7s. Also, the Bowers & Wilkins have a 30-hour battery life as opposed to 20 from the Bose. The Bose has a little bit of a better calling feature. The mics are better if you're doing calls. But overall, I really like the Bowers & Wilkins PX7s. And they're about $349 a pair. The noise canceling is really darn good. I brought them to the gym, and I just got rid of all the sound around me and really enjoyed that. So check those out if you're looking for noise canceling headphones. Up next is a streaming amplifier DAC. This is another company we've never heard of until a few months ago. It's called Rbh, and this is the A50. We have a YouTube video on it. You can check it out. The review's here. And the cool thing about this, for literally under $200, you could take an old pair of speakers that you really love and turn them into wireless speakers, streaming speakers. You basically plug one of these amplifier DACs into your speakers, and now you can do all of your apps, your Tidal, your lossless, whatever you want to do, streaming through your phone. Very high quality. They use really high-end DACs, the ESS Sabre DACs that you find in really high-end D to A converters, like the old Oppo players. And the amplifier is 50 watts a channel into 4 ohms. So it's got a pretty good amount of power to drive, you know, any speaker you want at a decent level. And the nice thing about this is you can network a bunch of these together. So you have a whole home audio solution. You could pair up, they have a preamp without the amplifier built in. They just have a bunch of wireless products, and this all works together as a network. Very cool product. Check it out. You guys are going to love it. Next up, we have the Marantz, the 11-channel Atmos DTS-X receiver. Now, I gave the Marantz SR8012 product of the year 2 or 3 years ago, and it was a great receiver of the time. The only shortcoming I found on it was a preamp clipping that would happen if the amps were driven too hard when they were open circuited. That happens with almost every receiver. Marantz and Sound United basically took my feedback and they said, you know what, we're going to fix this. Now they have a preamp disconnect mode that disconnects the power amp when you're not using it, and it gives you the best quality preamp you can imagine. But even with the preamp disconnect mode not enabled, the outputs on the preamps are still excellent, and they managed to better isolate the preamp from any type of clipping from the amplifier. So what I'm trying to tell you is the SR8015 is not only an excellent receiver with excellent amplification built in that'll actually do 100 watts a channel, 7 channels driven, no problem, but it has an incredibly good preamp section. In fact, it's a better preamp section than you're going to find in their AV7706. So if you ever want to get a kick-ass receiver that does all your major decoding with 13 channels of processing and 11 channels of amplification built in, and then in the future you want to add amplification, don't worry about it, because this is a great preamp and it's a great receiver. In fact, for $3,000 or $3,200, I think it's, well, I mean, that's why we have product of the year. I think it's product of the year. It's that good. Check out the Marantz SR8015 if you're looking for a high-end receiver. Next up, we have high-end bookshelf speaker, and we're looking at the Polk L200. This is part of their Legend series. We're big fans of these speakers. We got to hear them before they were released, when Sound United had us out before COVID, obviously. And the first thing they did was they played their bookshelf speaker for us in a room, and these things had some really good bass response. Like, I just could not believe I was listening to a bookshelf. They're not the most sensitive speakers, so they do need some power, but they measure really well. The whole family of product is really good, especially the L800s with their SDA technology. And we're going to be talking more about that at the Audioholics Smart House, because I'm going to be bringing in a pair of those to do some listening tests. But these are really nice speakers. Polk really brought their A game in their latest line of speakers. So definitely check out the L200s. Their L400, I believe, is the center channel. You look at the measurements on that thing, it's beautiful. Again, these are the Polks. So next up is high value monitor, powered monitor. Now we're doing, we had about 4 or 5 powered monitors that we reviewed recently. And this one is a really, really good powered monitor, as is the Cali and a couple of the other ones we reviewed in the comparison. But what gave this one the edge is the fact that it has a really quiet amplifier. Many of these powered monitors, you could hear hissing from a couple of feet away, so they're not good as a near field monitor. This will actually serve good as a near field monitor or in a home theater environment if you're going to run all powered monitors around your house. They measure really well. The Calis are also really good. These are both excellent speakers, but we gave the nod to Cali because, we gave the nod to PreSonus because it didn't have any hissing in the amplifier that was audible. So check these out if you're looking for a powered monitor. They're very hard to beat for about $500 a pair. So next up is these giant speakers from Rbh Sound. These are the speakers that are now my reference speaker. I've done a few videos on YouTube about these. We're going to be doing a formal review coming out soon. And let me tell you something, this is a game-changing product. And I know most people can't put a 7.5 foot, 300 and something pound, $45,000 pair of speakers in their house. I know that's impractical for most. But the epic thing about this is going to have trickle-down implications in other products to come. In fact, RBH has a monitor that we reviewed, a two-way monitor using the same 8-inch driver as those mids and a smaller AMT, and it has active DSP, active FIR filter implementation, so there's no passive crossovers, and all the amplifiers are built in. And by having this active FIR filters, it gives you perfect phase, coherency, and time alignment. So the sound literally, it sounds like you're listening to an electrostatic speaker, but it has all the dynamic range of a basically a cone driver. And these things are epic. To have 8 12-inch drivers, you literally rattle your spinal column. But aside from the massive sheer output that these speakers have, they're also very delicate and they're very nuanced. And I've been having a lot of fun listening to these speakers. So stay tuned, because I'm going to be releasing my video, YouTube video review shortly after the new year. And then you'll get to understand even more why these things are such great performers. So let's go down to earth a little bit and get to a more affordable, high value tower. This is the Definitive Technology D15s. Now realize Sound United owns Polk and they own Definitive Technology. So the engineers probably do a lot of talking together, I would imagine, at the water cooler. So their design philosophies are very similar. So the family of curves that these speakers produce is very neutral. These speakers measured really well. James Larson was very impressed with their sound, and they look beautiful. I mean, even in the white color, they're just gorgeous. They have the side firing passive radiators, and then they have, 2 bass drivers here, a mid-range and a tweeter. Really sound excellent. These are great speakers. They're very reasonably priced. Their center channel is really good. They have a whole family of products that just go well together. So check these out. All right, next up is high-end subwoofer, and this is the Jtr Captivator 2400. This thing is a beast. Now, we did a lot of beta testing, as I said in our last video, on various subwoofers, and this got some great measurements on it. It's a very high value for what it is. The only downside is it's very pedestrian looking. This is not going to win any beauty award pageants, but it has output and clarity in spades. So if you're looking for a real bruiser of a subwoofer, definitely check out the Jtr Captivator 2400. You will not be disappointed. And if you can, make sure you get 2 subwoofers in your home theater. So now the high value subwoofer, SBS is always going to be on this list just because they know what they're doing. They are the top dog in their competitive space. And the Sbs Spb2000 Pro has been redesigned and re-engineered over the last year's model, has more output, just behaves better, excellent sound quality. They have a sealed version if you can't handle quite as big of a subwoofer as this. They have a very generous return policy, 45-day trial period where you can buy the product. And if you don't like it, they pay shipping both ways. It's the only company I know that's doing that. It's pretty awesome. Definitely check out this subwoofer. And if you can, please put 2 in your home theater room. And that pretty much wraps it up. Just watch out for baby Grogu over here, because he might eat your eggs this holiday season. If you guys haven't checked out Mandalorian Season 2, you are missing out on a world of awesomeness. I'm really excited about Star Wars. It's this series by Dave Filoni revitalized the franchise, because this franchise was in the shitter with the sequel trilogy. But I don't want to digress. I hope you guys enjoy this list. And just in case you didn't see all the products, if I forgot to click on the image, there's the Marantz and the Audioholics, very small streaming amplifier. Please check out the YouTube review. The Bowers & Wilkins headphones, the PX7s, noise canceling headphones. And then we have the Soundcore in-ear monitors. And let me get out of the screen share. So that's it, guys. And, here's those headphones I was telling you about. I also have the Bose. I know Bose is a dirty word, but let me tell you, these are really good headphones. I enjoy them a lot. And, guys, I really wanted to thank you for all the support that you have given Audioholics in 2020. I know I had a lot of personal struggles this year dealing with COVID, and we lost a lot of business because of COVID. And you guys really stepped up for us, and we can't thank you enough. And most importantly, I thank you for continuing watching these videos and commenting and just appreciating what we do. and we appreciate you as the audience. And I do hope you guys have an incredibly great holiday season, Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's, everything. And let's pray and hope for a great 2021. And stay tuned, because I'm going to give you a little special treat. I'm going to play you a little song on the piano. Merry Christmas, you all. Let's have a great 2021 and a Happy New Year. So guys, if you like this video, please make sure you share it. Please thumb it up. Please make sure you're subscribed to this channel. A lot of you guys are not subscribed. And I also wanted to remind you that we are running a fundraiser. It's for the Meals on Wheels for senior citizens. And every dollar you donate goes for that cause, to feed senior citizens that are in need, that don't have, they're down on their luck, whether it's the holiday season or whatever. We're going to be running this fundraiser all year round. So I'd really appreciate it if you can just kick in a couple of bucks for them if you're able to. And until next time, my friends, keep listening.